Hello, my beautiful friends, YouTubers. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope I don't look a little rough around the edges. My eyes are so heavy because I'm telling you all this news that I'm trying to cover on top of my regular work. I'm exhausted. This couple is just exhausting, and I'm sure you have some exhaustion around these two too. But let's try to hold up so we can learn something, so we can kind of understand a few things. Because I'm sure you've all heard people talk about the different things in the book, the allegations, things around the things we don't need to know and the inaccuracies. I'm going to point some of that out. But the overarching theme around this book, Spare, is it's a book that it's bullying people. It's a bullying book. Harry is doing nothing more than bullying his family. And the reason why he is doing that is because he is so uninteresting in his own personal life that this is what he needs to do to make himself interesting, to make people want to purchase his book. He can't write about something that is educational or something that would benefit other people because he doesn't have anything in his own life that would be interesting for people to read. So he has to resort to being a bully. And he has to bully the people that have something to talk about, that have something about them that is interesting. So he is pulling from the things that are interesting to other people, his family, in order to bring interest into his own life. And the only way he can pull information from the people in his family so that he can be interesting is to bully them. That's exactly what it is, because he really doesn't have anything about him that is of interest. He doesn't have any talent. He's not an entertainer. He doesn't have some unique quality that he could really use to write a book about. And the only thing that he could have used is the fact that he is a royal family member and he knows everything about what it's like to be a royal. And that is the one thing that he has disclosed. So outside of that and what he is doing to his family members, he's not an interesting person. Now, he could have used things like his Invictus games to continue doing that annually and to doing things to help other people, which is very interesting for him to do. It's very meaningful, but that's not going to get him the kind of money in his own pocket that he actually needs to live this very grandiose lifestyle. And his wife, guaranteed, is in his ear, helping to bully his own family. Because she's already bullied her own family. She's already dissed her own family. And Meghan in her own right doesn't even have a voice that people will listen to. It is only through her attachment and marriage to this man that she is able to get people to hear her. And together they are on a road of destruction to do the most harm, because causing that harm brings value to them. And yes, they may be extremely excited and happy that their book, or this book, Harry's book, Spare, is selling like crazy. Lots of people are buying it. But here is what they're not probably looking at. There's a couple things. First off, you're really heightening the profile of the people you are bullying. Because whenever people who are bullied, who do you feel sorry for? You feel sorry for the people who are actually bullied. So the more they bully their family, they are bringing sensitivity and more credibility to the people that they are bullying. They are heightening the profile of the royal family through their negative behavior. And that's what needs to happen. So while they are excited about all the money that they are making from the sales of this book, and the people that are really going to benefit, who didn't have to sell their families down the road, like the publisher, the producers, Netflix, the companies, the corporations, they're all laughing to the bank. They're laughing, hey, Harry, you know what? You done helped us out, man. We knew this was going to pay off. You done made your money twice over. right? And he's made those people happy, but those people are, they're in the background. We don't know those people really up close and personal. So what they have done is they have sold Harry the goods. They were like, look, you sell and bully your family for this money, and we're going to entice you with all these millions of dollars. And he's like, yes. Because remember, he wanted to walk it back because he knew it was not going to go over well with him doing what he's doing currently in this book. He couldn't do it. It was too late. They were like, no, we're not going to give you all this money if you're not going to put the juicy bits in this book. And so he put the juicy bits in the book, and he has sold his family for money. And he's got all the riches. The money is just falling from the ceiling. And, going back to him not having skills, he took the easy route. He didn't want to have to learn a skill. He didn't want to have to really take a craft and nurture it and really better himself in a way that would make him marketable. He took the easy route. He took the easy money to do what he's doing now. And that is to sell your family down the river. Throw them under a bus. Forget them. You took the easy route. You did something that a lot of people could do, but is it really morally the right thing to do? He sold his soul. And a lot of people do it. A lot of people move to Hollywood and they actually have sold their souls to the devil. And I'm not being symbolic in that. No, they literally have sold their souls to the devil. I mean, that happens. Harry has done that. He is in California, and to get what he wants in the amount of fame that he and his wife are seeking, this is how they were able to do it. The quick way. It's fast. And his life is never going to have the real meaning because now he has the cheapness of person that has no soul. And that's not interesting. That's not going to be something that's going to bring him value as a person. That's not going to bring him the lifestyle that is going to be very fulfilling for him. And so he and his wife have done something to the family that he is from that they complain about other people do to them through the press while doing it in this book. He has bullied his family, but it's going to have the effect of heightening and really bringing more sympathy and awareness to the work that the royals are doing because they are not saying anything. And can you imagine how difficult it is not to say anything? Do you know how hard that is? I know it is for me. If somebody makes me mad, I'm like running my mouth. That's easy to do because you're letting out the energy. You're doing a release of energy that cannot reflect well upon you in a moment of heightened emotions. It's the people that are able to remain still in pressure moments, who are able to just not do anything in a situation that has given you true anxiety and anger. That is difficult to do. And what the royals are doing, I can assure you, is very difficult, but it's the right thing. And oftentimes, the most difficult things to do in life are the right things to do in life. I mean, think about what he has done to William. Talking about him being circumcised and just discussing information about his Todger, the frog. I mean, you are a prince, for goodness sake. This seems so, and I'm just going to say it, ghetto. You no longer have the allure of being a prince that you had prior to saying all of these things. Now you say it and it's like, ugh. Ugh. You nasty. Like looking at you like, ugh, you cheap. And you're a prince. And I have to apologize. I know this little man, this little dog down here is snoring away. Snoring away. He always does it. I come in here, he sits at my feet and he just says, okay, it's time to sleep. Here she go with her nonsense. And he just falls right to sleep. You hear him snoring down there. I'm sure you do. And I have to apologize. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, so this is something that is so self-destructive, it cannot end well. And it really reminds me a lot about when I was living in the United Kingdom and Diana was dating Dodie. And it was like always something with Diana getting the picture of the first kiss. You know, Diana's dating a Muslim. What's this going to mean if they marry? If she has a child? Like, there was this big media blitz around it. And then tragedy struck. Folks, I can't say when tragedy will strike, how it will happen, you know, but there is not going to be a good outcome from this. Okay, it's just not. And I believe it could definitely be something with the relationship with the royals and Harry. I mean, him being completely cut off. I have heard that the king is feeling sorry for Harry and that he will be invited to the coronation. But then I'm hearing that he most definitely will not be invited. I think what will happen is he will be invited, but he won't show up because he knows he will be booed by the masses. I mean, probably 95% of the people in England have not looked favorably upon Harry and his actions towards the royals. It's essentially backfired. And some of the things that have come out with the allegations in the book are the inaccuracies that are in the book. One of them being Harry talks about how the press spoke very negatively about Meghan in her first outing with the Queen. And I remember when that happened, the very positive press she got. Now, there were some articles here and there that said that she went to open the door before the Queen. I mean, come on, this is her first time out with the Queen. I'm sure she was nervous. Harry says she was nervous. People were like, you know, give the girl a break, okay? She's out with the Queen. And then they wanted to find anything to say something negative about her being with the Queen. There will always be those kind of people who will look at the glass half empty rather than half full. And that's what he did in his book, Spare. He looked at the people that were speaking negatively about his wife. But overwhelmingly, the press was very positive about what she did during this outing with the Queen. There were pictures of the Queen laughing with Meghan. So it's all in how you want to look at it. And so what Harry has chosen to do, he has chosen to look very negatively at his family, his whole upbringing, because that's what sells. And to the second point that I was speaking about, all the money that he is getting from this eventually is going to be spent and gone, or it's going to dwindle. And he's going to accumulate more money, perhaps with investments, who knows. But the fact is that money, it comes, it goes, it comes and goes. But what he has put in writing is forever, forever. And his children will have to live with this legacy of how his father, their father, treated his own family. The children are going to look at this as my father and my mother have treated my royal family that's rightfully mine horribly. How do you think the relationship that his children will have with the cousins of the royal family now? They won't be a tight-knit family. They're certainly not growing up together right now. And that's when the real true meaning of family and cousins really has value, is from your childhood. Remember when blah blah, when we were little and you did this and I did this? They won't ever really realistically meet and get to know their cousins until they are adults, and they won't even know each other. They will be like strangers to their cousins. So they have done a real disservice to their own children in this process of bullying. Nothing good is going to come out of this, but his false sense of security that he's going to get money is going to come out of it, and publicity. Those things are fading and not forever. But what he has done something that will be ingrained in history forever and ever. The true winners of this are the people that have made money off of this book besides Harry, because Harry's story is the one that was told. He is the one that is the biggest loser, he and his wife, from this book. And at some point, the reality of what they have truly done will hit them, and the cost at that point will be huge.